Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Catalina Legacy 263 BHSCK travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. On your campsite, your awning. You have plenty of room for that to come in and out unhindered. And on your off campsite, of course, your slide. There's room for that to come in and out, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. Then leave yourself a nice walking path over here, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power, far back corner, driver's side of your tow vehicle, and then your water is going to be just ahead of that, right behind your slide. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack. Your power tongue jack, simply raise or lower. You have a night docking light. Should you lose power, underneath this rubber stopper here is a manual override for that hand crank right there. So you can get this up and down if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose coming down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're gonna do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit, you have these stabilizing jacks, 3/4 inch hand crank. Simply get that on there and crank these down. As I come down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot black top in the summer. Use your 10% off coupon, get a 4-pack of those, and run these down just until they're taut. Once you have any type of resistance on your hand crank, go ahead and stop, because that way you know that you're down far enough. You don't want to change the levelness. We already have our unit level, we just want to stabilize it. Once you got all four of these down, got our unit level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Get around this way. Again, all the way back in your rear corner on your off camp side is going to be your power cord. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in here in the back. The way these new ones go on, they go in at a little angle and then twist to the right, and then lock your black washer on there. Should you need to plug in a home, at the end of that 30 in your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. At the campsites, we'll hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting water in here or your black tank flush. Hook that up, hook your hose up, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Over here on the campsite, just to the left of your bedroom door, is going to be your hot water heater. All we're going to do at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in. Get that in there nice and snug. Use some plumber's tape. Once that's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now, if your hose has been on for a while, our unit is level and stable, so you can go out inside and deploy your slide. Just need to be able to get to all your water access. Open up all of your taps. Once you got a steady flow of water running through them, shut them off. That way you know your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. There is an on-off electric element right here in the bottom. The only time you ever want to turn this on out here is if you are plugged into 110. You would turn it on here as well as electric indoors. Hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Come see if these are bubbled out. If they are, simply press them back in. It's a reset, and then you press your release valve. So let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not gonna use city water. We're gonna go boondocking somewhere. Well, in that case, we're gonna fill our potable water. So over here on your off campsite, close your storage and you'll find your potable water tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell when this is full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two, on the inside where you check the levels of your battery black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Press that and it'll tell you when this is full. Once it's full, take your hose out, close this up, and then when you want to utilize this water, turn on your water pump. Remember, don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we set up with power and water, ready to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, starting on your off campsite. Again, below your freshwater tank is going to be your pass-through storage. That freshwater drain will be right there. When your slides are closed, you'll be able to get to this galley tank. You have two spots to dump on this. One is a galley tank, and the other is your black and gray wastewater tanks back here. Also back here, outdoor shower. This is where your handle will go for that. City water connect, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump those black tanks. Here's where you hook up your cable to satellite. Again, your power. Your accessory hat. Just go ahead and remove these cotters and this will lay down. I find it easiest once you have the cotters out to hold on to the tire here to let it down. There's your low point drain for when we leave the campsite. You're also prepped for a Furrion backup camera. Device you purchased from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicates with this device, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Around on your campsite, your outdoor griddle, you have to push both these blue things down at the same time in order to pull that out. Push that back in. You have a leash link for dog here. Right down there is your quick connect LP for this grill. Outdoor fridge and storage, lighting, and A110. Solid steps. Come around this side. Right now you have your awning lights at party mode, but that can be changed to several different lights. You've got a remote for those. Those are your outdoor speakers. This is the vent for your microwave. You're prepped for a TV out here. Set a table out here. Plug in cable and 110 here. This is a flue for your furnace. If you're running your furnace to clear that, it'll get hot, and make sure nothing blocks it. Again, your hot water heater. Your separate entry door. Your pass-through storage with your hitch work in it. Your propane does come with a cover and a regulator. Simply lefty-loosey to open. You see it turn from red to green. If it turns red, your gas is out. And lastly, your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. So the first thing I like to point out when coming into any unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and anyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To your right as you come in is going to be your control panel. Here's you check your battery, brand new battery, fresh black and gray tanks. They've tested all those, they still have to dump them. That freshwater button you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Interior lights, exterior lights, your awning and slide control. Your awning. As you see, you've got a pattern on the top of your awning. The bottom is white. Run that down out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that silver bar. That's as far as you want to come out with that. Now that will extend past that and actually roll itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it as you run it out. Make sure you stop at the correct point. this awning back in for you real quick. Let's run it in. Mention you got a couple of USBs and a 110 here by the doorway. And with our awning in, we will continue the tour. Slam locks work best when just gently slammed. Come around the corner here, your sink, self-explanatory microwave. You do have a light and a fan above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Rock this up for a panel light. Turn that to light, turns red. Hit your spark and your flame come on. Same thing with the oven. Turn it to light. Light it here. No need for a pilot light. And then just set it to the desired temperature. Take your panel light and rock it down and it becomes an oven light. Switch for your electric fridge. Coming down here is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Grab a handful of those, take with you camping. This is your safety alert carbon monoxide propane 12 volt detector. Now the reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are boondocking, you don't have anything plugged in charging your battery, if you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Coming over here to your television, your Connex TV. This is the eTV. You can Bluetooth through it, your television, radio. You run them indoors and outdoors, 2 different zones. So go to mode. Mode will take you through everything. 3 different HDMIs, Bluetooth. Go to FM radio here. That's going to switch from TV to your radio. Probably won't pick up anything indoors here, but that's how your radio works. Just go back to source. Run that back up to TV. Shut that off. Here's a remote for your outdoor awning light. Fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. Yeah, we can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing now, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of using your gas if you're plugged into a camp somewhere, turn this on and it'll get it toasting here in no time. Use their electricity to warm it up. Your sofa, flip that up, lift up on the front, and that would jackknife down to a bed. Lift up on the front, pull the back towards you, and you're back down to a sofa. Over here, just lift this tabletop up. That'll release these legs, pull the legs out, set your tabletop down on this lip here, all the way around, put your cushions on top, gives you another bed. Over here on the wall is your thermostat. Let's start by turning on your air. There's your AC kicked on. Shut that off. AC shuts off quickly. Now let's go to furnace. Furnace kicked on. Now you notice when I shut the furnace off that the furnace fan takes a few minutes longer than the AC fan does to shut off. Does that on all units. Coming into your bathroom, I just want to mention in here 110 with GFCI reset, a hand crank open power exhaust vent, and your bunk areas with your individual lighting up there. That's the storage underneath your bunk. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. I like to start by shutting off my interior lights from the control panel, because then I can walk through and see any individual lighting that may need to be shut off. Once all our lights are off, come to your control panel, turn your interior back on, and think doors and drawers. Go through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Remove all obstacles in its way. Come back over to your control panel. Slide in. Slide comes in. You'll notice the bottom comes in first. It straightens itself out. It's just because all the slide mechanism is on the bottom. Make sure your TV is tucked all the way back. Shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now as you come out, when you close these steps up or even open them, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this can catch on it. Lift it up, turn this handle either way to lock that in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. At this point we're going to go around and unplug our power, our water, and our cable. And we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. Once we've done so, we're going to dump some water. Now if you are using potable water, if you're dry docking, you're going to get up underneath there and open up that blue one. And if we're hooked up at a city campsite, we're going to go all the way back to this back corner here. And we'll come to this back corner here and dump those low point drains. Once those are empty, you're going to come to your hot water heater. You're going to lift up on your pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remaining of the hot water out of there. And then you can go ahead and first make sure you snap that back down so your door will close. And then you can remove that drain plug. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. You're going to have two dumps. If you don't get one with a Y, you have a dump here and a dump here. We're going to start back here though. Hook up the hose that comes to your convenience pack. First handle we're going to pull is that black handle. Now after it sounds like it's no longer draining, you're going to leave that black handle open. Come up here to your black tank flush. Again with your water pressure regulator, hook that up and turn on the hose at the dump station. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all the nastiness out of your black tank. Close that up, remove your hose, close your black handle and pull your gray handle. That gray handle is going to be cleaner water, it's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's done, conveniently and sanitarily, store your sewage hose right in your bumper. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.